Hi guys, Coach Aaron here. This video is going to be explaining on exactly how you would use the check-in system to share your copies with each of your clients. So instead of, you do not want to be downloading this to a PDF or a Excel file, then emailing it over to your copies, or to your clients, any of that. That is a very inundated method and antiquated method of doing things. The whole reason I built this is to make it very, very seamless and use the leverage of the tools that Google Sheets and Google Drive gives us. So one of the first things is Google Drive is auto saves. So you don't have to save this, download it, anything. And you can also collaborate with your clients. You guys can make real-time edits. You at your house, at your place, your client, wherever they are in the world, can be both making modifications to the document. Google will kind of thread the changes in, use version control, take care of all of that for you. So I'm going to take you through a little demo here. As you can see, this would be a copy of my master. So if I was a purchaser of the template like you are that you're watching this, let's call this, Coach Aaron as opposed to like Aaron the creator. I am going to share this with what's the word I'm looking for? A hypothetical client that would be Brian, who's going to be my podcast, who is my podcast host. So we're going to call this Brian Master, so that I know from being a coach myself, I have multiple of these files, each of my clients. Here we go. I have the Brian Master. Now I'm going to come over here and share. Hit that green button in the top right hand corner. Share it with my client. So I am going to use our podcast. I don't need that cap locks on. Our podcast email. It's Gmail. So we are going to share it. I can put a note in there. Hey, Brian, this is going to be our shared check-in system. You will want editor on there because they are going to need to make some edits, and I'm going to send it. Share anyway, and that's going to send that off. Now what I'm going to do is pop up another browser here. So I have two different browsers. This one is Chrome. As you can see, I am signed in here as the podcast email. Shameless plug, Eat, Train, Prosper is the name of my podcast. If you're interested in checking myself and Brian out, that is what it's called. You can find us everywhere. So I shared it with this account. Now when I come in here, I will refresh this. And as you can see, I now have a new suggested file. I can also find it under shared with me. And here it is. Do not share. And here it is named Brian Master. Same thing. So now I am in here as theoretical Brian, who would be the client, coming in here to edit this. So I'm going to come into the tracking sheet. And let's say I'm going to go down to just like a hypothetical date of February 12th, and I'm going to put in some big macros. We're going to do like 250 grams of protein, 500 grams of carbs because we're eating a lot right now, and let's do like 100 grams of fat. I'm going to put in whatever, 40 grams of that, and let's say I got a really baller night of sleep, and just like, hey coach, great day, right? So me right there, I did this as hypothetical client Brian. As you can see, it updated my calories here. I should also put in my weight. Let's say we have 195 pounds flat. I'm doing this in my Chrome browser here, signed in under the Eat, Train, Prosper at Gmail account. Now, when I come back over here, I am Coach Aaron. Now I scroll down and that data is already right here. It shows me there's someone else editing the file, this little pink circle up here, and I can see that cell F42 here, the Eat, Train, Prosper person. So this is how you can tell that your client is in there actively making changes, and you can view this. So this is the real, one of the real powers behind this entire system, how it's set up. You do not have to be downloading, sending things over, because what happens when you download it to an Excel file, some of these references will get broken, and then it will not function as intended. So the reason you want to keep it in Google Sheets, it is very, very powerful. This real-time editing is fantastic. You don't have to worry about version conflicts, none of that. And then this is how you would use it. So let's say I had more clients, right? More than just obviously this one. I would just continue to duplicate my pristine master, not this one that a client has already modified, because then you're going to have other clients' pictures, and you could run into some kind of privacy stuff that in best practices you just don't want to run into as a coach. Always keep a pristine master, duplicate that, change the name to, all of the different names of your clients. I recommend using last names as well, because as a coach, you want to grow and expand. You're obviously going to have clients with repeated first names. Use last names as well, and then you can just duplicate this process from your master, and then always share with the correct client via the share button, email account or email address, and editor. So that is how you would do that.